So, how do you make a Google Slides presentation? A lot of you might already know, and if you already know, this video is not for you. I'm not making it for you. You don't need to watch it unless you're super bored. I'm just going to show you how you would complete this assignment, and I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks using Google Slides. So for your second assignment of the year, you're going to make me a Google Slides presentation that talks about who you are in relation to geography. So you're going to get something that looks just like this. You're going to have a slide that tells you what the requirements are, and then you're going to have a rubric. So you're going to have, we see here, 4 slides. You need to have one that tells me what continent's the most meaningful to you, another one for a country, another one for a city or town, and one for a landscape. And if you look at the rubric, if you want to get an A, you need to have a title, a short paragraph to explain your choice, and an image. So the first thing you guys are going to have to do is start putting in slides. So to add a slide, and I'll show you using my little marker, you're going to click up here in the corner, this little plus sign. So we click the plus, and that adds a new slide. Now, also with that, there's a lot of layout options. I like to go with blank because it gives you the most choices in terms of how you'll deal with your slide. You can change the background. You can change it to any color you want, like bright red if you want a lot of energy. You also can choose an image to add as your background. Leaves come up. You could also do something like water. And so then whatever picture you like, you can click it and then click insert. Then click done. And it just adds that picture to your background. Now, I'm not going to use this as my background because I haven't even decided what I'm going to do on my slides. So I'm going to start really basic with just a background color, and I'm going to go with like a yellow, I guess. Okay, so we have our background. Now, looking back to our rubric, we know we need to have a title, a short paragraph, and an image. So I'm going to start with the title. In this case, I know our first slide is which continent is the most meaningful to you. So honestly, I love the Earth and the continents are super interesting, but when I think about the continent that is most important to me, I do think of one in particular. So if you're gonna add text, you have 2 options to add text. One is clicking up here where it says text box. Once you click it, you're gonna have to draw the text box into your slide, however big you want it, and you can resize it later. Then you type directly into it. Africa. Now that text is not very big, so I'm going to go over here where it says font size. You can change it by either clicking the plus button, or you can just type into here whatever number font size you want. So you can make it very big if you want to. You can also, by highlighting the text, change the font. I kind of like that, that's cool. I'm going to make it bold so it's a little thicker, and I'm going to make it a little bigger. Okay, so that's one way to put in text. Another way that you can put in text is by putting it into a shape. So if you click on the shape menu, go into your shapes, you can choose whatever one you want. I'm kind of boring. I usually choose a rectangle, to be honest. Draw your rectangle, and you can type right into the shape. And same story, change the size to whatever you want, change the font. And the main difference if you're typing into a shape is you can change the whole background color, which is kind of cool. I'll do something that kind of matches. I'll do like an orange, just to match my theme. Okay, so title is done. Now we need a short paragraph, and we need an image. I'm kind of a visual person, so I'm going to start with an image. So I'm going to go up to where this little mountain thing is. See these little mountains? Click on that, and I'm going to click search the web. The last thing I was searching for is a German Shepherd, apparently. Okay, but that's not going to go in my Africa slideshow. I'm going to type in, let's just type in Africa and see what happens. All right, so we get a map of Africa. It's kind of cool. You could choose any of these maps, click on it, then click on Insert. Oh, it tells me I can't do it. Let's try another one. Let's try this one. There we go. And you can change the size if you want to change the size. If you want to, you can flip it so it's backwards, but I wouldn't do that because that doesn't make sense. Remember, if you ever do something that you don't want to do, the most important button for you guys to know about is this one. This little arrow up here in the left-hand corner, that is your get rid of the thing I just did button. So if you ever need to, click that undo button and click it as many times as you need to get rid of the mistake you made. All right, so that's an image of Africa. It's pretty nice. I like it. So we're going to need to add some text because I see now we have a title, we have an image. Now we need a short paragraph to explain our choice. I do think if you're going to put in a paragraph, sometimes the best way to do it is just in a text box, but that's kind of up to you. So I'm going to draw my text box. All right, and I'm going to say, I think that Africa is the most meaningful continent. First of all human life originated on this continent. And I'm human. So that's a big deal. Also, I lived in Africa for 2 years as a Peace Corps volunteer. And I fell in love with the people and the lifestyle. And lastly, Africa, hands down, has the best animals. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because my text is kind of small on my screen, I'm going to make my text a little bigger. And maybe I'll change it to something that's kind of easy to read but looks a little different. All right. Still going to make it a little bigger because the slide's kind of big. And then I might even go in and add a couple more pictures because let's see, I talked about animals, right? So let's add some pictures of animals. So go back to Insert Images, go to the mountains, click Search the Web, and I'll show you 2 ways to get images. One is if you just type the animal. I'm 6'2", so obviously giraffes are pretty cool to me. So you can just type in giraffe, it'll give you pictures of a giraffe. Insert. And remember, you have to resize your images to make them fit. So you see how this image is a rectangle? Another cool way to search for images, so go to Insert Image, search the web, type in transparent in front of whatever term it is that you're searching for. It doesn't mean that the giraffe is going to be see-through. You guys know transparent means something you can see through, like a pane of glass. What this means is that the picture itself should have a transparent background, which is not always true. Sometimes it's lying to you. Like, let's choose the first one, clicking it, then I'm going to click Insert. And so what that does is it gives you a picture of a giraffe that you can actually overlap with other things. It's kind of cool, huh? All right. Let's see, what other animals? Transparent. Zebra. Zebras honestly are not that cool one-on-one. They're kind of mean animals, but they're so beautiful. Okay, so I got my transparent zebra picture. There we go. You can keep adding stuff, make it look however you want it to look until you're done. Now remember, if I want to make a new slide, just go back up here, and I click New Slide. So you're going to do that 4 times until you have 4 different slides. Another thing for you guys to remember is that if you want to copy paste a slide, you can just select the slide and you're going to hit Control C, hold down Control, then hold down C, and then do Control V to paste it, and then you can duplicate slides. So I just made 2 of the exact same slides in case I wanted to just change it slightly. If you don't like a slide, just hit delete. You can also reorder them. So if I decided that this slide shouldn't be here, I could drag this slide up above it. So anyway, lots to play around with. That's just a basic explanation of how you guys are going to do this assignment. Please send me an email if you guys have any questions about how to get this done. How do you guys feel? You feel good? Masters. We're masters now at making Google Slides. Yay.